Right. Hey guys, good morning, seniors. It's been wow, it's been like 10 days since, we've gotten the chance to work together. It's been quite some time since we've really gotten to do any sort of Shakespeare stuff. Hopefully you guys had a good spring break. I know you're pretty much locked up. Um, I myself, I basically baked and ate so many desserts. It was Bonsai's birthday over the week, and so I made him a carrot cake. That was more for me than for him. He ate the frosting off his cake, and then he begrudgingly eventually ate the cake itself. And then I proceeded to eat the other 7/8 of that cake over the past 4 days. So, that's always fun. Yeah, in fact, I've actually got Boone right here in my lap. He's kind of, I've got a new chair set up, and so he kind of likes to, hang out with me now. So he's been kind of budding out. So he might pop in and out. We'll see how the video goes. Anyway, see, there he is. Um, anyway, guys, so, we're in the final stretches, and I kind of wanted to give you a few announcements. Just kind of rethinking how I want to do the Shakespeare thing. Now that we're coming into the possibility that we're not going to come back at all this school year. I mean, that's not official yet, but and then of course the fact that finals are canceled, I feel like that just changes how I want to really approach this. So the first thing I can tell you is I went ahead and decided we are not going to do a performance for this unit for Shakespeare. As much as I would like to do something like that, I just couldn't quite wrap my head around how to effectively have you guys do performances that would kind of hit my goals. I just didn't think that was something we could do. So we're going to go ahead and just kind of scrap that. We are going to trudge on through, however, with the director's notebook. So that will still be happening. And then after that, we are going to do a short piece of reflective writing related to the fact that we're in quarantine. I'll kind of give you some more details when we get closer to that, but I just want to let you know right now you don't need to plan a performance. I am going to shift the dates a little bit, so you'll notice here I've got the director's notebook right here. I'm going to upload a fresh kind of copy of this. So this is what the original timeline was, and then the original due dates, and make some adaptations here. So we're going to have on April, let me double check my calendar, April 17th, so that's this Friday. That's going to be your second character, your costume sketch. I don't know why I keep using those things interchangeably. So this would also be your third for extra credit. Character slash costume sketch do. Okay, so that's gonna be this Friday. Okay, so that's kind of be the main thing you're gonna work on. The next step, and it's set. The next step is gonna be the set design. I just want to double check my notes here. Yeah, so that'd be next Friday. So then April 24th, we're going to have, that'll be when your set design is due. I'm going to talk about that in just a second. And then we'll have the final draft going to be due May 1st. Yeah, okay, so final draft May 1st. Final draft due. Steps 1 through 6 with appropriate revisions. So I'll kind of speak. I'm going to speak first to the design. We'll talk, and I'll kind of talk. Well, I'll talk a little bit about what the final draft's going to be. Basically, you guys should be receiving back. Everyone's definitely receiving back today their feedback on their the live theater / movie that they watch, as well as the time and setting. So you guys should be getting that information back today. And most of you guys, I left very positive comments. I thought you guys were doing a pretty good job. Very few of you, I left maybe a few notes of like, hey, can you improve this? And so those of you who do that, please make sure you make that correction so that I can kind of work that in. And then students who you only got praise, then you just need to resubmit or you don't even need to resubmit the document. I'll have a system in which case to keep track of you guys. Anyway, so that's gonna be kind of that. So I'm not gonna spend too much time. I just don't want to make this video too long. So I'm gonna go ahead and transition now. I do want to talk about the design component. Okay, so you guys were tasked to make a set design. I put on campus a space for like some templates. Again, you don't have to use the templates. I've been asked multiple times if you have to use the templates I gave you. The answer is no. I just wanted to provide you something that you can work with. Okay, so you'll see that I actually did not work off the templates, and that just worked really well for me. Again, you can do whatever you need to do. All right. Um, so yeah, so the set. Okay, so the set design. So here's my set design. I put this on campus. I went ahead and based it off of if I was performing this at BCHS. So I actually got a copy of the BCHS floor plans for the atrium, and I decided I want to set it here. So I'm going to try to go quickly. I'm going to walk you through sort of my vision here. Again, I tried to do more than what you guys would have to do, so you guys can get just a good idea. So you are only at task with creating a one set for essentially, I guess it would be one scene or maybe one act. And then you have to do an aerial shot. This is what I've got here. And then you have to do a front shot, which I'll show you in a little bit. I went ahead and did the entire play, like what the aerial would look like for the entire play. And then I went ahead and broke it down, and I did 2 different sets just to kind of show you maybe some thoughts here. Okay, so I'll kind of walk you through. So the idea here is that we've got these curtains on the outside, and then you've got like kind of these focalized entrance points. I really wanted to use seating on the planters here, so like where we have like all those kind of like the plants are at. I wanted to use that for the seating, and then for any additional people, maybe we have like standing room kind of here if we need to maybe put like some chairs in this back area if that's maybe a thought to do. This would be the first act of Macbeth, and so I wanted to kind of split it into 2 chunks. So this first chunk is going to be like over here is going to be I call it the witch's bower. And so that's going to be a spot, and I'll try to zoom in here. This is where this is where I want to put maybe some things. So I put like here, I put some tables with some potions, a rug, some cushions, a fire. I put curtains. I said it's like a circus tent kind of feel. I wanted to create very exotic or a bower, so kind of like a place of like I don't know, like for lack of a better term, like a sexy kind of like location. But I also want to kind of try to make it feel deadly at the same time. So because if you guys remember my costume sketches for the witches, I tried to make them this combination of like alluring and also vampiric. So that was kind of my approach here. You'll notice here I wrote down where I would use that. I would use this section for acts 1 through 1 through 1 through 4, and then also 4.1, 4.2. So this is this half. And then also on the other half would be just a kind of a woodsy forest. And I wanted that to be set up for a lot of the action in Macbeth doesn't really take place in this bower place, but I want to kind of make some other locations. So there's that. Now, I think I already talked to you guys about my vision, or at least if you read my kind of other parts of it, you'd see the kind of my vision here. I actually really wanted to have a moving space. So that's not very common in theater, but I really felt that that'd just be a lot of fun, really exciting. So I have this space here, and then I wanted to have, this could be Act 1, and then we'll kind of, at the middle of, or towards the end of Act 1, you'll actually move into Lady Macbeth's and Macbeth's interior castle. And so here, not much going on. I just put down just a 4-poster bed with a chase lounge, a table over here, and then a vanity over here. This would be used for when basically Macbeth and Lady Macbeth are plotting to kill Macbeth or Duncan, and also later when Lady Macbeth she goes crazy and she has like this hand washing scene. She's gonna, I wanted to use this space for that. Okay, so I'm gonna try to go quickly again. I don't want to make this too long for you guys. So that's the rest of Act 1. Then Act 2 and most of Act 3 is going to take place here. We'll go kind of here, and you got some some seating here. The set design is pretty simple. It's just some trees. It's really just a courtyard, and it can function as a woods area. This particular room, which you'll notice is my classroom, is going to be set up for using like kind of like this would be Duncan's chamber. So this would be sort of the famous dagger scene would take place in this area. And Macbeth's going to be kind of led towards Duncan's chambers, which would be here. So while we're not going to go inside it, but the exterior is going to look that fashion. So, so there's that. That would be Act 2 through 3, and then we'll come back here for the ending of the play. After that, you kind of have the audience kind of go down into here, and they kind of get to sit in the set. So there's all these tables that they can sit in. This is going to be this famous scene where Banquo's ghost shows up, and I really have this vision of like Banquo's ghost covered in blood and just kind of bloodily walking on the table while nobody can kind of pay attention to it. So I really want to have that kind of occur. And that would be used for this kind of space. And that would be, I think I would call this the act break. So this is where I would take intermission is after Act 3, Scene 4. and that would just be because Lady Macbeth and Macbeth, they finally exit for one another and they don't see each other again. I thought it'd be a good take break. So we'll take a break. You come back, Act 4. You begin Act 4 here again. So you kind of come back to the witches. You kind of see their spacing again. You kind of see their kind of doing their witches stuff, and Macbeth, of course, will show up. Then I want to kind of switch it over to this side. This is gonna be Act 4, Scene 2. This is where Lady Macduff and her children are murdered. So I kind of want to have them kind of trying to escape in the forest. So I'll kind of come here. We'll go back to this space, and that's going to be, we're going to kind of re-switch the spot to be looking as more of a meeting hall. This would be where Malcolm and Macduff kind of meet together and kind of talk, and then we'll kind of go back here for the final set of the act, Act 5. Sorry, we'll go in here. I'm sorry, back up. We'll go back into this room for Lady Macbeth's hand-washing scene. So you kind of go here, walk in, see Lady Macbeth's hand-washing scene, go back outside, and now we're spending the rest of our time here where the majority of the fighting and the kind of the war take place. So that's kind of my vision. So I just want to show you that aerial view. Again, to repeat, you're not going to make one for every single set. You're actually only required to make one. So like if this was all I was doing was this would be totally appropriate. I was just kind of setting this here. It's really just a spot to play, mark out maybe what the what the scenes would be used for, and then the furniture layout would be kind of the idea here. Then you're going to kind of try to go into a bit more detail here. And so this is I kind of pulled off. This is the front view of Banquets Hall and his meeting space. So I'm going to try to zoom out a little bit so you can kind of see it better. So this one's a pretty plain setup, and I first thought it was going to be a lot more elaborate, and as I kind of worked through, I was like, oh, it's not going to be that elaborate. I would probably have some like wall sconces with some like torches on it, and that's probably about it. And then I really just want to have like a banquet hall setup, and so you got like the chairs, and then you got the candelabras, as well as like the plates and whatnot. And I thought it was a pretty simple set design. That's why I wanted to actually make a second one. I've got additional seating here because depending on how many people come see the play, they wouldn't necessarily all be able to fit here. But I really want to have this idea of like Banquo's going to kind of like use this space to walk in. He's going to like his ghost is going to be bloody and kind of trailing blood all over the place kind of situation here. I think I would like to have him walk on the table, maybe the tables, and just kind of spread his blood around, just kind of show kind of the guilt that Macbeth has kind of brought upon characters. So that's this setting. Again, you'll notice I tried to put in more detail here. I try to like kind of put some more props right here, and I try to label out some more things. This one is a bit more simplified. I think this would still work though for the most part. It's just that if this is what you create, you're going to just type something up that's kind of really walk me through a little bit more detail what you've got going on. Because if all I see is this, then I'm not going to have enough information. But there's going to be a typed document associated that I'd like you kind of maybe explain some of your decisions. So I'm just verbally doing that to you. I would like you, in addition to creating something, maybe type something up, okay? I will be posting on campus sort of my typed up version, okay? And then this final section down here, so this is, again, I hope you really enjoy my artistic skills. So I worked on this for quite some time. This is the best you're going to get out of me. So I really thought that the most maybe dynamic part of my original set, if I'm kind of going back up here, was sort of the witch's bower. So I kind of want to make that a bit more, I want to really flesh that out because I thought that was probably my most maybe inspired piece at the moment. So I really want to have like these draped curtains to create an effect of exotic. Kind of was the idea here. And you'll notice here I tried to add some explanations about what we're doing here, just because again my drawing's really bad. Like this, nobody knows this says. So I'm trying to explain. So I got these cushions of various sizes. I'm thinking of like these very plush kind of areas, very easy to lounge upon. Lots of kind of space for that. And the witches can kind of move in and out of that kind of space. I wanted this kind of like a rug. I was trying to think of something like maybe like a Arabic kind of design would be really nice, like something that has like an exotic feel to it. I've got back here, I've got this table with witches potions, and I've got like a bowl with ingredients inside of it. I drew a pentagram on it just because I thought the witches are evil, so I want to kind of put that image there. I felt that it would be nice to have like some like blood all over this, as well as like some candles that are burning or maybe burnt low. That'd be kind of create a nice effect. I want to have like a fire pit here. Now, obviously, I'm not gonna have real fire. I'll probably just have like fake fire stuff. And so there's that. This would actually be where the audience would be sitting. So think of the planters that are in the atrium. So I didn't want to use the whole thing because I figured that block things off, but I wanted to maybe set this up here for people to sit upon. And then there'd be like maybe some standing room over here, and then of course maybe off the side here would be some more seating. If I need to, I'd probably create some seating in the backside here. And you'll notice here I put down, using the existing plants, maybe add some fairy lights, maybe add some woodsy music, so put some speakers down there to kind of create kind of that woodsy effect. Um, I also wrote down here just in the fact that this little blob here is the witches, Act 1, Scene 3, they come in and they ask one another, what are you doing? And one of the characters says, killing swine. And I just thought that was a really interesting spot, and I really want to show, while the witches maybe come across as very exotic and maybe desirable in this section, and like the interpretation I'm putting off, I also want to show how deadly they are. So I thought this idea would be like having the witch like have like this sack that's like maybe rustling a little bit and like kind of, and the idea here is I was actually thinking that she might be like, stealing children or something like that. So she's like killing swine would be killing children. And so she throws this bag on the ground, and maybe there's some movement, maybe some stifled cries on the inside. Again, with some speakers, kind of play with that kind of stuff. Um, so that's my example. Now, again, you'll notice here I'm not a good artist, okay? And I think that, and I hope you guys feel like that's okay. Like this, it's okay to not be a good artist, okay? So just kind of create this kind of stuff. Again, I'm gonna post up the typed explanation associated with this, but I want you guys to at least see this, okay? So that way you guys get an idea. Again, I have done more than you have to do. You only have to create one kind of front-facing view, and I did two, so you only need to create one, and you'll need to have just one aerial view. Again, I've got like 7 here, so you just need to only have one. Okay, so just kind of that's your idea. All right, you got some templates online. All right, guys. So outside of that, I think that's it for now. I don't want to make this. I feel like this video is too long as it is. So glad to have you back. We'll talk some more. I'll have some more instruction for you guys tomorrow. So thanks. Bye.